We are live. What's going on, guys? I hope you're having a great Wednesday. I want to welcome you to the Coach B Show, where we talk all things youth football strategies, tactics, and most importantly, I'm here to answer your coaching questions, man. I am so excited about the show today because we're going to continue talking about defense today. That's right. We're going to talk about defense. We're going to talk about the 4-4 Reaper, the 4-4 Reaper defense, which has been a staple defense for my programs for the last 15 years, guys. And look, I'm excited. After the show yesterday was so good. It was so good that I said, you know what? A lot of guys was asking, what if the 4-2-5 doesn't work against wing T teams? Like what would you do? Right. And I made mention of the 4-4 Reaper defense. And I said, you know what? Let me do a run through of the 4-4 Reaper defense for guys who have questions about it. And I also want to share why I've been running this defense for 15 years. Right. And so really, really excited about it, guys. Now, before we get into the show, you know what time it is, right? It's time to shout out your city. I want to know where you're from. Let me know your city, your state, and also let me know what team you coach. I want to give your team love. I want to show them some love. And oh man, we already getting started. We already getting crunk. All right, shout out to Coach Sanders. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing good. Man, yeah, again, with the show yesterday, man, it just left a lasting impression. We gave away some playbooks. We may give away some today, too. We may give away some playbooks today, too. So, if you guys have been thinking about running the 4-4 Reaper defense and I may pop my trivia questions out or I may quiz you guys and I may give away some playbooks today. We'll see what happens. So let me continue with the shout outs. Shout out to Coach Eric, my guy, coming from Huntington, West Virginia. Shout out to you, Coach. We got Coach we got Coach Fanny Pack here. I'm going to call you Coach Fanny Pack. Here from Brownsboro, Texas, home of the Bears. Go Bears. Shout out to my boy, Coach Nilsson. Shout out to you from Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to Coach Michael from Fresno, California. Shout out to the Miners. Love that name. Love that name. Let's see who we got here. We got Coach Jesse here from Omaha, Nebraska. Ooh, I tore that up. Y'all hear my country slang. Miss Beast is probably laughing at me how I just tore that up, Coach. So forgive me, Coach. Representing the Alliance Hawks tackle football team and the 7v7 team. Shout out to you, Coach. Coach Nate. Shout out to you, Coach Nate, representing the Wolfpack of North Little Rock, Arkansas. And man, I hope you guys are safe over there. I know y'all having some severe weather in the Midwest. Any of you guys who are in the Midwest and experience severe weather, man, y'all be safe, man. And that's number one. Number two, man, thank y'all guys for coming in, despite the way the weather is going here. Let's see. We got Coach Marv, man. I missed you this week, Coach. Hope you're doing good. Shout out to you, Coach, from Seaside, California. California representing the Seaside Raiders. Shout out to Coach Lou. Let's see. From Mays Landing, New Jersey. Shout out to you. Now, let me give some love to my IG people. Shout out to Coach Bryce from Orlando, West Orlando Jags, 7U team. Shout out to you. Shout out to Coach Egger, man. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for coming on the show. Shout out to Coach Mike, or AKA Coach Porter from West Seneca. I hope I said that right. Shout out to the Wolfpack 10U team. Shout out to Coach Matt, defensive coordinator of the 9U Franklin Square Warriors. Go Warriors. Love that name. Shout out to Coach Zach from the Mehoff. I hope I said that right. I don't know what state that is, but shout out to you, Coach Zach. Let's see. We got Coach Zeph from Chi-Town, one of my favorite cities in the United States. Shout out to you, Coach Zeph. Who else we got here? We got Coach B. Shout out to you, Coach B, representing the 7U Clayton Trojans. Shout out to you, Coach. Let's see. We got Coach Tino. Shout out to you, Coach Tino, representing the California Commanders. Man, shout out to you guys. Let's see. Oh, man, y'all coming in hot. Y'all coming in hot, man. Shout out to you guys. Look, again, welcome to the show. Welcome, 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 man. I'm so happy, so excited to talk to you guys. We're going to talk defense. We're going to talk all that good stuff. Let me pay some bills real quick, guys, and we'll get the party started, all right? So this episode is brought to you by Beast Out You, the ultimate resource for youth football coaches who want to dominate the game. Whether you're looking for winning playbooks, powerful formations, or expert coaching strategies, Beast Out You has you covered. Stop guessing, start coaching like a champion. And as you guys know, right now I got my entire playbook system, the Beast Unleashed playbook bundle. It is 80% off, and it's 80% off right now. Y'all know that the closer we get to the season, that 80% off is going to be gone. Okay, guys. So take advantage of it while you have a chance, guys. So without further ado, let's get the party started. So let me start off like this, guys, on the show. How many of you guys are planning to run the 4-4 Reaper defense this year? Let me know in the comments how many of you guys are planning to run the 4-4 Reaper defense. If you are, give me a hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah in the comments. Let's go. What's up, Coach Richard? What's up, my guy? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Coach Mike said, I've been waiting for the 4-4 Reaper defensive show. I'm running it this year for my 10U team. Let's go. Shout out to you, Coach. Shout out to you. Coach B says, I plan on running it this year. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to keep the IG feed going as well as the YouTube feed going. But I will say this, guys. If you got questions and you're on IG, I recommend you going over to YouTube. Go over to the show on YouTube, okay? Because I'm only going to read the YouTube feed because this IG feed is crazy, right? I try to read y'all questions and it's flying. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the link for you guys so y'all can hop on over to the YouTube side if you have questions. If you don't have questions that just want to enjoy the show and comment, by all means, stay on the IG feed. But if you have any questions, I think you may have any questions, go ahead and hop over to YouTube, and I just put the link there for you guys and pinned it. Oh, man, we got a lot of hell yes today. That's what I'm talking about. Now I got something for y'all. We got a special guest on the show today. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share with you guys my special guest, and y'all bear with me while I drink my green tea for the day. And I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all my special guest real quick to just kind of set the tone for the show, okay? Without further ado, our special guest on the show is Miss Reaper. This is Miss Reaper right here. Y'all say hello to Miss Reaper. Miss Reaper, she's a tough person to catch up with because she's busy taking souls, right? She's busy taking souls. So, I was able to get her for a brief moment on the show while we're, talking about the 4-4 Reaper defense. Coach Bryce, what's up, my guy? What's up, my guy? All right. So Miss Reaper gonna periodically pop in and pop out of the show as we go along here, but let's get to it because I want to be able to answer your questions. And oh yeah, this is a very important point of the show today, and this is kind of what makes the show special today. If you guys have questions as I go along here, feel free to ask your questions as we go along. All right. Usually we'll do Q&A at the during the last like 30 minutes of the show. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up now. All right, guys, and then from there, if we get close to overtime. I'm going to cut it off at overtime. And then we're going to start doing overtime over into the OT, Elite Coaches community, that you guys can go to within the Playbook store. All right. Coach says. Coach Jackson says, hello, Miss Reaper. I'm Mr. Hyde. All right, guys, let's get started. Let's get the party started here. All right, guys. So, again, we're going to be talking about the 4-4 Reaper defense today. And I always like to start with who this playbook is for and who this playbook isn't for, okay? So, number one, this playbook is for anybody who want to have a versatile defense, but a balanced defense. This is for guys who may have players who are average players, developmental players, or you may have players who are, very talented. What I love the most about this defense and what has been it's been phenomenal for me for so many years is because I'm able to put kids in play and I'm able to have them complement each other within this defense. And you guys are going to see just kind of how we run the 4-4 Reaper defense and why we're so dynamic. All right. Y'all going to see how we're so dynamic and what we do in this defense. All right, guys. So, one of the biggest keys to the defense is we want to dominate the line of scrimmage. We want to overpower offenses at the point of attack, okay? We want to mix our pressures up, all right? We want to create confusion, right? And we want to hide our coverages, right? And something I don't have on here, which is vital, is that we want to shut down the running game. We want to absolutely shut down the running game of the offense because, look, if you shut down the running game and you shut down the quarterback, which is the head of the snake, now you can eat. Now the offense is crippled, and now there's problems that they're going to have, and your chances of winning the game goes up dramatically, guys, all right? So let's get to it. I want to start here. Now, what type of players do you need in this defense? What type of players do you need in this defense? Now, for me, I like to put my strongest guys on the interior, okay? I actually like my strongest guy here on the weak side, okay? Can anybody tell me in the comments why do I want my strongest guy right here on the weak side? Somebody let me know in the comments. This is going to be a very interactive show today, all right? This is going to be a very interactive show because I want to make sure that as you guys install this with your teams, you know exactly how to teach it to your kids. You know how to communicate it to your assistant coaches. So it's not any BS, right? Because, every now and then you would get an assistant coach and why you want to run the 4-4 defense? I think you should run the 3-4 defense. I think you should run the 3-3-5 stack. Why you want to run the 4-4? Well, we're gonna get educated today on why we do what we do. So when we get somebody trying to question our leadership or our coaching philosophy, right? They won't be able to because we know what we're talking about and why we do what we do, right? Drift Sports, what's up, coach? It applies consistent pressure. That's a good answer. Good answer. Let's see here. Backside pressure for the speed skill side to stretch. Ooh, I like that answer. I like that answer. Come on, guys. What we got? Let's see. Let me see. Anybody else? Come on, IG people. Y'all can talk too. I'm looking at y'all feed too. Why do we use or got our strongest guy on this weak side defensive tackle? Let me know. Coach Porter says backside pressure. Also take advantage of mismatches. Normal offenses put stronger blockers on strong side. Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. And by the way, all of you guys are right. All of you guys had great answers. But what we want to do when you got this strong guy right here on the weak side, it creates that consistent pressure like y'all mentioned, right? But what it also does, is it becomes a matchup nightmare for the offensive line. And I always look at a team's offensive line almost like a pipe, right? Like Have any of you guys ever, like, had a pipe that burst like in the wintertime and you didn't cover it, or even if you did cover it, for some reason that pipe burst? I always like to put a strong guy right here, because what I want to do is wear out this weak side, because once this happened during the course of the game, now the pocket begins to collapse. And now kids starting to get confused and frustrated and fatigued. And now problems are beginning to happen, right? So we wear them out on the interior because we want these big boys. And think about this. Think about this from a psychology standpoint. If your center, who gets the ball every single down, right? If he keeps getting hit on that weak side, keeps getting hit, what's going to happen? This kid's going to get worn down, right? And guess what? These guards are usually what? Big, right? These guards are usually big, and let's just call it what it is. A lot of these guys fat, unless you just got a small line, offensive line, which I know some of you do. I've had a small line like for 8 years of my coaching career. So I got empathy for you guys who got small lines. But usually if y'all got y'all biggest guys, y'all put them at guard or tackle, right? You start wearing out these big boys and sending that consistent pressure. By the time the end of the second quarter, going into the third quarter happen, these guys don't even want to play football no more. They want to go home. They want to go and eat a cheeseburger. They want to go to McDonald's and get a double cheeseburger, a large fry, a sweet tea, and they want to get an ice cream cone. They don't even want to play no more, okay? They don't want to play no more. So from just a strategic standpoint, you want to apply pressure on the inside and you want to cause problems. Y'all got me? Good. Right here, this is my disruptor, right? I want my disruptor right here. This kid may be more athletic. He may be quick, a little bit more agile. So while disruption is going on right here, guys, right? Or better yet, this big guy's getting attention and causing problems. The disruptor is just shooting through the gap and he's getting to that quarterback. And I tell my interior guys all day, every day, get to the quarterback. Get to the quarterback. I don't want you thinking about anything else but getting to the quarterback, unless I tell you to stunt or twist or something like that, and we're gonna get there. Now, let's go to this defensive end. I actually like, guys, for my defensive end to be short, stocky. Kid may even be like almost like a fullback type or a linebacker type. I like a kid that's quick because I can use him to stunt in. I can use him to secure the edge, right, and cause problems. All right. Coach says, can't see your drawing on the screen if you're drawing. I'm not drawing, Coach. I'm sorry, man. I'm not drawing. I'm just using the mouse, the cursor here, to just kind of give you a visual. Usually, I'm actually using a new system here a little bit that allows me to kind of go back and forth like so, opposed to just kind of getting my PowerPoint up, and it's kind of more steps. So I'm kind of making it a little easier for me and a lot more efficient for you guys as well. Okay. And again, guys, if you have questions, that's a great question there. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop your questions in the comments, and I'm going to get to them as soon as I can. Coach Manning says, question on alignment. Do you keep your defensive tackles always lined in the A gaps every down? Defensive ends in the C gaps? Middle linebackers in the C gaps? I don't, Coach. Now, I will tell you that I would say 70%, 80% of the game, they will be in those gaps, okay? That's usually how I have it. But we adjust and we adapt to what the offense is doing as well. You don't want to make the mistake of just being, don't shift, don't adapt. We have our strong lefts and our strong rights, and y'all going to see that as we go along here. Just kind of how we shift and kind of how we mix up our blitz packages. That's an absolutely great question, okay? So continuing on, guys, our outside linebackers, particularly on the strong side, this guy needs to be your best player, okay? He needs to be your best athlete because this guy is going to be the one that's going to really help secure the edge. He's going to be the one that really engages the ball carrier, the running backs who's running to the outside. The same thing on this side. But our strong side guy, he's the dog. He's the alpha dog, okay? And I know what some of you guys may be thinking. Well, what about the middle linebacker? I put my best player at middle linebacker. I use my middle linebackers, guys, to help clean up and flow, run support, help clean up plays, okay? I put my best players on the edge, my most athletic guys on the edge because why? Can anybody tell me why I put my best players at outside linebacker on the edge? Somebody let me know in the comments. Let me know. You guys can't see my arrow, my mouse arrow. I may have to switch it back up. Hey, are you guys understanding what I'm talking about without the mouse arrow? If not, I will switch it up so you guys can actually kind of see the mouse. Let me know. As a matter of fact, guys, I'm gonna just do it. Y'all give me 1 sec here. And let me pull it up the other way. Yeah, y'all let me know why do we put our best player? Why do we put our best player or players at outside linebacker? All right, let's see here. Boom. All right. Is that a little bit better for you guys? Let's see. Are y'all able to see that mouse? Oh, we got a good answer here. Coach Porter says youth football runs 80% to the outside. Somebody been listening to Coach Beast. Yes, sir. Coach Jackson, youth football offenses 80% of the time run to the outside. Facts. Man, y'all guys are smart. So that's what we want to do, right, guys? What we want to do is we want to have our best players, right, to the outside here so they can make plays. Players make plays. And the same thing goes with my defensive ends, guys. Again, I like my guys to be short and quick on the edge. I know a lot of you guys like y'all tall, lanky guys to be at defensive end, but the kid may be slow as Christmas, and the kid may look scary and intimidating, but he's slow as heck, right? We don't want to do that. We want our, most physical, most vicious dogs on the edge so we can cause problems and we can make the running back on the other team not want to run the ball no more. Oh, that's good. Coach Manning says a lot of coaches won't run between the tackles. Facts. They're going to run to the outside. Or even if a play is designed off tackle, right, a lot of kids have this tendency to try to just run to the outside, right? And it creates problems and mayhem. Now, with our cornerbacks, guys, I like for my cornerbacks to be athletic as well. I know that there's this temptation to put one of your scrubs, right? I hate to say it like that, but put one of your underdeveloped players, right, at cornerback. I don't do that. I need a cornerback to know how to tackle and it's not afraid to tackle. It's not afraid to be physical. Now, I understand that some of you guys may have the personnel issues and you don't have that type of kid, but I will still say, if you could choose to put a talented kid at cornerback, at least one, you need to put them on that strong side, okay? And if they try to bully your weak side corner, I will switch them over. We had a kid, shout out to Colton, little Colton. Little Colton looks like a second grader, but what they didn't know is little Colton on this weak side could hit. and he will flip you. He will flip the hell out of you. And so they'll try to run to the weak side, and little Colton would absolutely flip kids all day, every day, to the point to where the other team would come and dap the kid up. Little Colton, when he looked like a second grader, about 65 pounds, but the boy could hit, and he had the mentality of an absolute dog. And that's what you want. You want a kid that's not afraid to hit. Miss Beast, no, Colton was a beast. Shout out to Colton. Coach Porter says, I have 2 Coltons, let me see, on my team that are hitters. Yep. So if you got a little kid, if you got a little kid that's not afraid to hit, put them at corner. Y'all got me on that. You're going to run into a kid on your team that's, remember this show. You're going to have a kid on your team that's not afraid to hit. He may be little, he may be small. Put him at cornerback and watch him work. Watch him work, guys. I guarantee it. And then lastly, guys, let me talk about the free safety. I like for my free safety to be one of the smartest kids on my team. Like if I got a limited roster, I may put my quarterback back here, okay? I'm putting my quarterback or my running back here. You know, if I got depth, I'm just putting another kid that knows the field. He knows the defense, and he's able to see what's going on in the backfield. And I'm able to communicate to the kid to the point to where he actually understands what the hell's going on. I'm able to relay stuff, and then he relays it to everybody else, okay? Usually I put my quarterback at free safety, guys. That's what I usually do, because usually my quarterback is a dual threat quarterback type. So he's an athlete, and he knows offense, and he knows defense, okay? So if you got a guy that's really smart between my free safety and my middle linebacker, particularly the Mike, those two are like my strongest, okay? And my smartest, okay? Now with my outside linebackers, again, they are my most athletic. They are the craziest. This may be the kid to get in trouble at school a lot, okay? This is an alpha, right? This the kid that may get in trouble at school, and you got to get him and, you know, go up to the school. You know, his mama call you, say, coach, he acting up again. You have to go up to the school and talk to him. That's who you want at this outside linebacker position. Okay, y'all got me? Any questions? Let me know if y'all got any questions, all right? So we're going to continue on here. Let's get into the plays, guys. And some of you guys, if y'all know my system, y'all going to be familiar with some of these plays, okay, guys? So one of the things that I love to do in the 4-4 Reaper defense is we like to eat, right? We like to play efficient, aggressive, and tenacious. Efficient, aggressive, and tenacious, right? So we will send 6 to 8 guys at any given time, right? And one thing I absolutely love to do in this defense is we'll do Bama, base Bama, okay? We'll do 4-4 base Bama. Now, if we do 4-4 base Bama, if ever you hear Bama or Alabama, we're talking to the middle linebackers. Y'all got me? We're talking to the middle linebacker. So if I call Bama, right? Bama, 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 right? What's going on, coaches? Let me know in the comments. Exactly, coach. Jesse, exactly. We are constantly blitzing, and what you're going to discover, coach, as we go along here is we're going to mix up those blitz packages. And Coach Eric, you hit the nail on the head. We are controlling every freaking gap. Yes, sir. We are controlling every freaking gap. That's what it's about. We want to control the gap. We want to create mayhem, and we want to play fast, efficient, aggressive, and tenacious. Exactly. Y'all got it. B gaps. B gaps. Bama equals B gap blitz. Exactly. Exactly. So, with that being said, guys, and we're going to come back to this Bama twist. If I call Alabama, very simply put, what we're doing a double A gap blitz, right? And again, Coach Eric said this wonderfully. We are in every gap, and we're not just shooting the gaps to shoot them. We're shooting the gaps to control the trenches and to dominate that gap space. Because what we want to do is if they're running off tackle, or if they're trying to run to the outside, right? And the running back is trying to bounce it back to the inside, he's going to run into this defensive end or this defensive tackle. And you're going to hear pow. You're going to hear them pads click, right? You're going to hear them pads click. So that's why we do what we do. We call ourselves the 4-4 Reaper. Here go Miss Reaper again. We call ourselves the 4-4 Reaper because we want to take the soul of the offense, but we want to attack the head of the snake first, which is the quarterback. And then we want to take away their muscle, or I like to call it the neck, which is their best athlete, which is usually their running back. And then before you know it, the whole team's soul is taken, because guess what's going on while we are attacking the quarterback? Oh, this is so good, guys. While we're attacking the quarterback and the running back, what's going on with this offensive line, right? They're getting worn down with this consistent blitzing. They're getting worn down by this strong defensive tackle, right, that keeps attacking this backside, right? And by the time the third quarter comes around, the fourth quarter comes around, the offensive line don't even want to play no more. They want to go home. They want hot dogs. They want some cornflakes. They want some cornflakes. They want some cereal with no milk. They want some cereal with no milk. They don't want to play football no more. They want to play video games. And that's what you want. You want to not only beat these kids in the middle, the physical game, but you want to beat them in the mental game. And guess what, guys? That's easy to do. Remember, guys, these are first graders, second graders, third graders, fourth graders, fifth graders, sixth graders, some maybe seventh graders, right? These are kids. These are kids, guys. And all it takes, I don't care how badass a kid may be on the team, if he's getting demoralized play after play, he's going to start getting in his emotions. He's going to start crying. He's going to start shutting down. And then before you know it, he want to go home and eat them cornflakes with no milk. He don't even want cornflakes with sugar. He don't even want Fruit Loops. He want regular cornflakes. He want the cornflakes that your mama used to give you on Saturday morning. And you like, man, why you didn't get the Frosted Flakes, mama? Mama, why you give me them regular cornflakes? And she said it's more healthy for you. The kid gonna go home and say, Mom, can you fix me them cornflakes with no sugar and no milk? Because that's what I want. That's the kind of game you want to play, guys. That's what you want to play. This is what you want to do. Exactly. The kid's going to say, Coach, I can't block him. And the coach, man, he frustrated because he don't have an answer. And hey, guys, I'm telling you, the best win that you can get on a team is when you see the head coach you going against, he's slamming his stuff, or he's just standing there. He don't have an answer. He's just standing there and taking it. He's just taking it. In the words of the great Ice Cube, taking it with no Vaseline, right? He's just taking it. Just take that L. Coach Manning said it creates mass confusion. Big facts. Big facts. So again, guys, the number one objective when you're running the 4-4 Reaper defense is we want to shut down the running game. We want to cripple the offense, because when we shut down the running game, what does it force them to do, guys? Y'all let me know. When you shut down the running game, which most youth football teams are going to run the ball between 80 to 90% of the time, okay, guys? And if you are coaching 7U and down, they're going to run 90 to 100% of the time. A lot of these young kids just run the ball. They don't even pass it, right? So if these teams are running the ball 80 to 90% of the time, and you shut down their running game, what that forced them to do? Holy y'all are on it today. And guys, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if y'all getting value from the show. Like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, guys. And be sure to subscribe. We are growing, but we want to grow more, guys. Be sure to subscribe to the show. Oh man, y'all crushing it. Let me scroll up here. Coach Porter said they throw up Hail Marys. They do. They sure do. Eric, they start throwing interceptions. You're absolutely right. They start throwing interceptions. Autumn win, pass equal intercept. Facts. This is why I say have it in your mind, guys, that when you go into these games, I don't care who you playing, you are targeting that quarterback and you're targeting that running back. We're going to take out their running game. Now, so what happens is when they know they're shut down in the running game, what they're going to start doing is passing the ball. The quarterback already mentally taken out because he didn't took too many sacks or too many big hits. So the coach is going to say, all right, we're going to run. We're going to do let's see. I'm trying to think of a formation they'll be in. We're gonna go in shotgun and we're gonna do X go, right? We're gonna do X go, which is just a go route, right? For the X to run. The quarterback gonna get that ball and he's not even gonna look at the wide receiver. He's just gonna throw it that direction. He's just gonna throw it, heave it up. And guess what happens? The Hail Marys are gonna turn into interceptions. Y'all got me? He's gonna pass the ball and it's gonna equal interceptions. Y'all got me? And do y'all see how these turnovers happen when you do this kind of stuff? This is how your team starts to accumulate turnovers, especially in the second half, right? Especially the third quarter, because for some reason, like a lot of youth football teams will try to establish the run in the first half, which they should, but when the runs not working, they go to halftime, they talk to the coaching staff, they talk to the kids, and they say, hey, all right, we're going to open up our playbook. We're going to open up our playbook. We're going to start doing our trick plays and our passing plays. In the third quarter, at the beginning of the game, it never fails. The first series or second series of downs, the team going to start throwing the ball. They're going to start doing, their reverses and their double reverses and all of this stuff. And if they start doing that, mark my words, guys, remember this show. When they start doing this, you got them. You got them. Because they're not going to be able to win the game with a crippled running game unless they're shutting down your offense. That's the only way they can stay in the game. But if you're scoring, right, if you're running the beast offense or any other playbooks, guys, that I teach, guess what's going to happen? Before you know it, it's going to be 35-0, right? 21-0 going into halftime. 42-0, and this how you put up a lot of goddamn points in the game, guys. Y'all got me? I hope y'all do, man. I hope y'all feel it like I feel it. I see it. I see you guys dominating this season. I see you guys shutting down teams. I see you guys having a very intimidating defense. And so let's talk about the Bama twist plays. I'm gonna try to go fast because I know I'm getting preachy. I'm getting excited about this, guys, because I see y'all winning, man. I see y'all winning. I see y'all dominating, running the 4-4 reprint. This is why I've been doing it for so long. So once you start taking it right to them and you start shooting these gaps, what tends to happen with the offensive line, right, is that they're going to they start anticipating that same kid shooting the gap, right? So this when we'll start doing our twists and our stunts, right? We'll throw the Bama twist in there. And they know when I call that Bama twist, my outside guys, so if they hear twist, they already know they're going to shoot that inside gap. They're going to shoot the C gap. And then our defensive end going to hit the edge, right? That's what we do. And now the kid that's anticipating, the defensive end, for example, to hit the C gap, he's frozen because now he got a defensive end going across his face. And now he's focusing on this guy going across his face. And guess what it's going to do? What's going to happen? If this guy going across, he anticipating it, he's going to follow this guy, right? What's going to happen with this outside linebacker? What's going to happen with the dog? What is the dog going to do? The alpha. What is he going to do when his tight end, he's shell shocked. He's going to try to come out, right? And then, mind you, the guard and tackle, they're occupied here. They're trying to hold the fort together. What's going to happen? I don't want to say it. I want to see somebody else say it. He's free. He's going to run right into the play. The dog will eat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly what's going to happen. So during the course of the game, guys, literally what begins to happen is the offensive line begins to make mistakes. They're going to start making mistakes on the weak side, the strong side. The middle, the pocket just going to start collapsing because, again, those big boys, they ready to go and eat their cereal with no milk. Hey, guys, I think that needs to be a shirt, cereal with no milk. That's a line right there. That's a bar. But those big linemen, they're going to be ready to go home. They don't want to play no more, right? And then you start doing the same thing with the Alabama twist. Double A gap blitz, right? Now the tackle's hitting the B gap. And then we still stun right here. Chaos. Confusion. The offensive line, now they got to use their minds. And let's be honest, kids under pressure don't make the best decisions. They just don't. So you have to remember, guys, who you're playing against. You're playing against kids. You're not playing against NFL players. Even NFL players, y'all see it all the time. NFL and college guys get screwed up all the time with stunts and twists. Imagine what 4th and 5th graders going to do, right? 7, 8-year-olds going to do. They're not going to know what the hell to do because everything they see looks foreign to them. You know? And that's what it's about. So let's continue to go here. And again, you know, we got this thing we call Alabama X. Alabama X. You know, I say Alabama X, Alabama X. You know, or, you know, as we put in the reps at practice, I may just say X, X, X. They know what's going on. Or X strong, X strong, X strong, X weak, X weak. They know what to do. And it's just another strategy and method to create confusion. So let's say it's the third quarter, guys. Let's say it's the third quarter. And now we have taken their souls, right? Their souls are taken. We even taken the head coach souls. And he know, okay, we finna pass the ball. We finna start passing the ball third quarter, fourth quarter. We're gonna get back in the game. Score already 21-0 going into the half. 21-0 going into the half. Now they trying to get back in the game. What they're going to start doing, we already said it, they're going to start passing the ball. They're going to start doing their trick plays, all the gadget stuff, right? And then that's when you shift into the cloud. And this is where, like, when I'm, you know, doing my videos on Instagram or TikTok, or I do my YouTube shorts where I'm breaking down this stuff, I get a lot of coaches saying, why you want to run the 4-4 defense? We'll tear you up in the spread. We'll pass all over you. Well, dude, it's more to a defense than just running a play. There's got to be strategy behind it, right? There has to be intentionality behind it. We don't just run plays to react. We run plays with strategy, right? So why do these guys, check this out, guys. These guys that be on my page and they say, oh, you're going to run the 4-4 defense? We'll tear you up in the spread. Oh, we're going to do that tight end pop pass. We'll kill you with the tight end pop pass. These the dudes you're going to blow out in your league this year. Y'all got me? These the dudes that you're going to blow out in your league this year. And they're going to go home. They're going to be mad at their wife. And their wife going to put them in the doghouse if they got a wife. The girlfriend going to leave them for their best friend, Todd. And he's going to hate his existence because he just got blew out. Because his ego was so big that he couldn't see that he was playing against a beast coach, right? He failed to realize he was playing against a coach that was a part of the Beast family, right? Like we kind of like mafia guys now, right? We kind of like a mafia. We the Beast family. Like our style of play is going to be so distinct and it's going to be so unique that they're going to know that, oh shit, they must have learned that shit from Coach Beast, right? I'm telling you what I know, guys. I'm telling you what I know. All right, so I see some questions popping up. I'm gonna take a quick break here, and I want to get to some of y'all questions. Um, Coach Porter said we getting pick sixes on this play. Exactly. The cloud play, guys, is one of my favorite plays to run. I say cloud. My outside linebackers, they already know. They like, oh shit, we finna get a pick. My free safety, oh like, okay, here we go. Get ready. Get ready to catch the interception and say bingo and run it back. They know. And we rep this, right? We rep this all the time. Coach Eric says, don't no ball, the same goofy ass suits that think only spread is football and everything else is bullshit. Exactly. And look, let them assholes be assholes. Let them guys have the ego because, pride comes before a fall, right? Let them be all prideful and then let their ass get beat. Now, we know once they start getting their ass whooped, what usually happens is they're going to start saying you're cheating, and they're going to start saying, you got kids over weight limit, or you got a kid that's, 16 years old playing for 10U. They're going to pull up all kind of irrational shit because their ego bruised, right? So let them talk their shit, let them do their thing. You just do your thing, and you be smart, you be strategic, and you be very intentional with everything you do and how you call these plays, guys. Okay. That's the key. That's the key to this whole thing. You got just be smart, strategic, and intentional. All right. Coach JP. JP. So y'all, I'm getting country. Y'all got me getting loose. And I can't let y'all hear my countryside too much, right? Because see, Miss Beast, she from Cali. She a Cali girl. So the way I talk, I feel, I'm just talking normal. I'm being myself, right? Miss Beast let me have it every single day when I say certain things. She's like, what you say? Say it again. I ain't saying shit again, Miss Beast. You ain't finna crack on my country grammar. All right. Coach says, hey coach, any chance you could do a video breakdown sometime soon on the best way to teach the kids down blocking? I have 10 and 11-year-olds. I want to simplify. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I would love to do a video on that. That's a great idea. Absolutely. Let me mark this video. I'll do one tomorrow. And I would say this too, coach. I actually got a free offensive blocking drill book. I don't know if you have that already, but I have drills in that book that teach you the drills to teach your kids down blocking. So that's going to be a great resource for you. It's free. Okay. That's the offensive blocking drill book. When you go to my playbook store, and this is for any of you guys, you go to my playbook store, scroll all the way down, and you will see the offensive blocking drill book that you can get. And then another thing that'll help you too, I just created a off-season training playbook, guys, that's very extensive that actually give you the visuals of each drill that you can get as well. I highly recommend you guys get that because that's going to put you on game with all kind of drills, not just for blocking, but for your skill guys, your quarterbacks. The way I broke it down is I got it for each position, right? Your quarterback, your running back, your wide receivers, tight ends, linebackers, corners, safeties, you name it. And so that's going to be a great resource for you guys. Great question, Coach. Coach Mason says, I'm an offensive line coach, I'm assuming. What offense formation and plays are the hardest for 4-4 to defend? I know it's a defense of the day, just trying to get an advantage. Okay, cool. I will tell you this. Typically, if you're going against a team that's an actual spread offensive team, that's like a legit spread offensive team, they can give you fits. I mean, these teams that run like 2x2s, 3x1s, and stuff like that, and they actually get it out there. That can be difficult. Wing T is also one of those formations where if your players don't play good gap discipline, they can get hurt. Also, if you got a weak defensive line, I would say run the 6-2 instead of the 4-4, right? So you want to control the trenches and the gaps more with the, if you're going to get into a wing T. Also double wing, man. The double wing is very similar to that wing T. You got to be disciplined. You got to play good gap discipline to stop these kind of formations. The diamond formation, it's another, formation that could give this formation fits if you got kids that's out of position and not playing gap discipline, right? Because those formations force you to be in the right place at the right time, right? If you get a kid that's out of position, that and they give it to the fullback on a fullback dive, let's say in double wing, cause problems. Single wing, yeah, single wing as well, man. All of those single wing, double wing, wing T, chicken wings, turkey wings, all them wings, right, can be problematic, but it's all about gap discipline, guys. Okay. It's all about gap discipline. Why do you think we run the beast offense or the traditional single wing offense or the diamond formation or the T formation, right? It's because we're challenging the other team's defense to play discipline and to stop us, right? That's how we do it. That's how you want to do it, guys. All right. Let me see here. Coach Eric says wing T Colton. Not a lot of offense is better than wing T, in my opinion. Hey, bro, look, we ran the wing T in high school. I literally ran it from 7th grade on up to high school, and I was a tight end in that offense. I wouldn't be so big into blocking and dominating the trenches if I didn't run the wing T offense in high school, right? So you're right, man. The wing T is a very good offense to run. And as a matter of fact, wink, wink, down the line, there will be a beast wing T playbook coming down the line as well. Just a wink, wink that's coming down the line. Just made that announcement here on the Coach Beast show. So, all right. Coach Mason says in our league, where we can run only blitz 6 at a time until we are inside the 20. Then you can send as many as you want. Would you still run the 4-4 or the 6-2? I would say it depends on the league you're in. What I mean by that is, are you in a league where the teams typically run heavy, right? Are you in a league where they like to just run the ball all the time? It may be to your advantage to go more 6-2. Now, if you're in a league where they like to be a little bit more flexible, like run jet sweeps and speed sweeps and, do different things like that, off tackle, you may want to go and flex it a little bit with the 4-4 Reaper. Me personally, guys, I will start any and every game in the 4-4 Reaper defense, regardless, right? And we'll send 6 like in this cloud. Look, you see how we send the 6 in the cloud? We will do that, right? And once we know what they're doing, then we'll go 6-2 and we'll really create a lot of damage in the trenches and dominate the offensive line. And Lord have mercy, don't let them have a bad offensive line or a poor one. We're going to eat all day. We're going to eat like we had a China buffet. Y'all hear me? We're going to eat like we had the Chinese buffet. We're going to eat all day. We're going to eat all day. All right. Coach said, you and me both, Coach. I played defensive tackle and guard. Yeah, man. In high school, man, I played tight end. I was really like a Swiss Army knife, like, man, God had to call me to like be a coach because in Little League, I played defensive end. I was number 99. I hated that number. Now I love that number. I'm probably going to get a tattoo with that number. And then in junior high, 7th grade, they had me playing fullback. And then they had me playing like strong safety a little bit. Then from there, 8th grade, I played, man, 8th grade, I played tight end. I played outside linebacker. I played a little bit of defensive end. I didn't like defensive end personally, but that's just my preference. I loved outside linebacker, and I loved tight end. And then at the high school level, they moved me up. Literally in 8th grade, I was practicing with the varsity tight end, linebacker. Did a few punt returns. I kicked. I was the kicker. Man, y'all see, I did a lot of shit, right? I played a little free safety. I was a little bit of everywhere. And that was to my advantage because the coach knew I knew every aspect of the field. And that may be why I'm a little biased to really smart kids who know the game. I always understood the game. It always came natural to me, right? So I was able to really pinpoint and see things that the average football player didn't see. I may have not been the fastest. I ran a 4.8. I ran a 4.8, in high school. I mean, that was decent for a tight end, right? Outside linebacker type. Especially at that time. We're talking about 2003, 2004, 2005, right? I was able to really get exposed to every position just about, even kickoff return. I was on kickoff team as the kicker, then kickoff return. I was on that. I did everything. And like I said, I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the strongest, but I was smart. I was smart. And I used that to my advantage. All right, guys, let me read this real quick. Nothing teaches the face in a fan mentality more than being in the trenches. Facts. Big facts, bro. Big facts. All right, guys. So we got 3 minutes left, guys, and I want to go ahead and finish a few points here. And again, guys, if you haven't hit that like button or subscribe yet, go ahead and do it, guys. You will be doing me a solid, reaching more guys like yourselves. And as you guys know, this is the last show for the week, but that's okay. I do a lot of replays, so tomorrow I'm gonna replay either this show or the one from yesterday, and then Friday I'm gonna replay probably this one. I'm probably gonna replay this one Friday and do the 425 tomorrow. So I know some of you guys jump on the show and y'all put y'all comments like we live, and I love it because I get the messages, and if I get it, I'll still respond, man. I'll still respond. All right. So the last thing I want to show you guys today on the show is the 4-4 base Bama, or excuse me, base Skylook, the Skylook. Now, again, once we are dominating them and it's the third quarter, fourth quarter, the team's going to start to get really desperate and they're going to start passing the ball and they're going to start doing reverses. They're going to start doing all this crazy stuff, right? I like to go into my Skylook so we can play every area of the field. Does this not remind you of and this for my people who was on the show yesterday, does this not remind you of a look that we went over yesterday? What does this defense look like? What does it look like now? Facts, bro. Yesterday and today were fire shows. Facts, man. Man, I ended the show yesterday. I went upstairs. Miss Beast was like fired up. She was fired up like she was ready to put a helmet on and just take me through a wall. I'm telling you, she was fired up. I was fired up. My dog was fired up. My dog over here spinning in circles, just do. I don't even know why. She was fired up. Coach Jackson wanted to know, in the 4-4, do you stack your inside backers? That's a good question. Yes and no. I do when we're gonna blitz, or when I want them to disguise something, you know, like right here, for example, right? The 4-4 base. Let me see. Let me go back. All right, 4-4 base, 8-gap blitz. We will stack these guys, right? We will stack and we will create confusion, especially if we know that these guys are going to go. Now, another thing we'll do in that situation too, coach, if we're doing like a double QB spy kind of thing, we'll still stack and we'll try to sail like we're going to blitz, and they'll bail out. They'll bail out into the seams, and they'll spy on the quarterback. Like we like to do that kind of stuff too. So that's why I say kind of yes and no. Coach said too much information. Oh man, y'all wild, man. Y'all are wild. Yeah, and y'all are right, guys. It looks like the 4-2-5. Exactly. It looks like that cover 3 we went over, right? And actually, it is cover 3 with this spy, right? Exactly. We do. We run a lot of simulated pressures. In a weird way, guys, I kind of run my defense similar to how I run my offense, right? We're going to window dress. We're going to play the mental game. Guys, I'm going to tell y'all something about me. Here's the thing about Coach Beast. Y'all going to learn that I love to play the mental game in youth football. Because like I said, y'all going to get a lot of these, what I call 2-gear motherfuckers. Excuse my language. Y'all gonna get these 2-gear ego-driven coaches. When I say 2-gear guys, that just means like they just they only think one way, right? Forward and backwards. That's the only way they think. 2-gear. We're gonna beat you. We're gonna dominate you. You know, they do all that bull crap, right? So you're gonna run into a lot of those guys. And usually, I hate to say this, and it's not about these kids, but these kids usually begin to pick up the spirit and the attitude of their coach, right? And before you know it, you know, they're gonna play with ego. But then when you start stripping that ego away, and that kid realized that, man, I keep getting double teamed, or man, I can't guard this kid, he's too strong. Why this kid keep blindsiding me? Why they sending so much pressure in the middle? Why, you know, why? And then the kid, guess what? You're taking their soul. You're taking their soul. Then Miss Reaper comes in here, right? Miss Reaper comes, and now their soul's being taken, their hope is being left, and now you're starting to see the kids on the other team get frustrated. They may start doing dirty plays. They may start being emotional and just start playing out of character. Kid may start crying or throw his helmet down and run to the sideline. Like I've seen it all, right? Like you start taking that kid's soul, you got him. If you wait, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm finna give y'all a tip that's gonna change everything for you. All right, y'all ready for it? If you win the mental game, you're gonna win the game. If you win the mental game, in the voice of Charles Barkley, I guarantee, right? You're gonna win that game. You just have to make sure they don't take your guys out of the mental game. Y'all got me? So y'all guys are funny in the comments, man. Coach Nelson said forward and backwards. Forward and back. Hell yeah. These 2-gear, y'all gonna get familiar with me saying that. 2-gear. Y'all gonna run into a lot of coaches who are 2-gear. They only think forward and backwards. They don't think strategic. They're extremely reactionary. And once you take their ego, strip them of their ego, they ain't got crap. Now they coming up with crazy excuses of why they lost or why they getting beat. See it all the time. Happen to me all the time. Jay Funk says, will this work in semi-pro? It sure will. It sure will. You know, a lot of what I teach guys, a lot of this stuff, man, I learned when I was playing high school ball, and I just added to it as I got my football coaching, you know, IQ got up. And then I started to design stuff and mix stuff up. Like this kind of stuff, the 4-2-5, all of that, coach. All of this stuff is transferable at every level, you know. As a matter of fact, one of my good friends, one of my closest friends, he coached semi-pro, and he was running the beast offense. He ran 4-4. He ran different variations of, you know, of my playbooks. And I mean, this guy was semi-pro. So yeah, absolutely, man. You can definitely do it. All right. So That's going to be it, guys, for the show. Oh man, I gotta answer this one before I go, guys. Y'all be killing me, man. Y'all be killing me, but I gotta answer this one because I know this is going to help a lot of you guys. Okay. Coach B want to know any tips to come back from a nightmare season. Oh man, from a nightmare season. Okay, yeah, I got you. I got you. And actually, this will go into my final words for today, for today's show. All right. Guys, listen, if you've been coaching for any given time, you're going to run into a nightmare season at least once. I've had two in my 15 years and they're not fun. Okay. For those who don't know what a nightmare season is, it's a season where if anything can go wrong, it does go wrong. You lose games that you're supposed to win. You get hell from most of the parents in your program. You got assistant coaches trying to sabotage you. Your kids are not buying into what you're teaching. You're running into problems with them. You're running into problems with the league. You're at the point where, I mean, hell, your wife or your girlfriend or your freaking dogs acting crazy, your kids acting up at the house. It's just like everything is going crazy, right? While you're trying to coach and keep it together. Understand this, that coaches at every single level go through a nightmare season. Football coaches, basketball coaches, NFL coaches, college coaches, high school, you name it, little league, it doesn't matter. But what nightmare seasons do, guys, is it really builds character and it makes you a better coach. Every time I've had a nightmare season, I became a better coach. It 10x my coaching skills, right? And it made me more resilient and it made me more, how do I put this? It taught me that sometimes standing up for yourself and not and I'm gonna just say it. I'm trying not to say the word, but I'm gonna just say it. Sometimes being an asshole is okay if it's going to protect your program and protect the culture. Okay. A nightmare season can be difficult and it could break a lot of guys to where they don't even want to coach anymore. I mean, I've been in that position where I was like, I'm done. Screw this. And I just needed to recover. And usually what I do is, coach, is I go back and I reflect on what happened. Like, was any of this my fault? Right. And guess what I do? I make it all my fault. And because what happens is when you are accountable as a coach and you're not blaming, and let's just be honest. Sometimes you may get that parent in your program that was out of your control. The parent just a shitty person, right? And they gave you hell all season. Sometimes you can't control that, right? But I take it on me. Sometimes you would get a coach to be an assistant coach in your program out of good faith to do, maybe your buddy. Y'all may have been like teammates, man, and you know, y'all just thought y'all would just do great together. And then all of a sudden your buddy turn on your ass and you know, he's trying to take over your team and you lose that friendship. It happens. And guess what? I take it on me. Because what happens is when you take on everything that happened bad, it begins to build so much character and leadership in you, man, to where you understand sometimes I have to be the bad guy. Sometimes I'm the good guy. Sometimes I'm the neutral guy. But what I'm not going to allow happen is the bullshit that happened the year before. And you get better as a leader. And you don't take and deal with all the bullshit that comes with people. Especially in 2025, guys. Look, I first started coaching youth football in 2007. And I'm here to tell you, 2025 is harder to coach than it was in 2007. The parents are more entitled. The parents, you know, they so sucked into social media and they see little league kids getting NIL deals and they think their kid going to get an NIL deal. And you got parents who think, you know, oh, my kid got talent. And so, you know, they see it as a money grab. Like I need to record as much as I can and put it on the internet so my kid can get found so I can get a 6-figure deal. Like people are freaking scandalous, y'all. And all you may want to do is coach and make an impact and make youth football great again. But what that mama or that dad may want to do is have their 9-year-old kid go viral on social media so he can get an NIL deal. And so they looking at you just as a pawn in the whole thing. And they'll give you hell if they don't have their way, because they want their kid to be seen as the next, Gronk, young Gronk, or the next quarterback, or the next whatever, right? So understand that when people come to your program, especially guys, if you don't have all your systems together that filters these people out, you're going to attract a lot of people who got bad motives and they want to really sabotage your program. That's why I say you got to always have rules in place and things in place day one to let these parents know what you're going to tolerate, what you're not going to tolerate. And if they don't agree with it, they could take their ass to another program. Okay. You have to be that program. You got to have the standard. You got to be the standard. And guess what? Everybody's not going to live up to the standard, because the standard is the standard regardless. The standard is the standard. I don't care if the mayor's son is on the team, right? I don't care if the president of the United States' son is on the team. He got to live up to the standard of your program and what you said in your culture, period. And this nightmare seasons tend to build that character and build those leadership skills, guys, that's going to really make you not just a great man, but a great leader, not even just as a coach, but as a person. Like, you start going to your job, like, man, I ain't putting up with no more shit from this boss, right? You start dealing with people who give you problems. I'm not putting up with your shit no more, right? I mean, guys, look, I'm gonna say this. And it's funny. I thought I was going to end the show on time today, guys. We're going to end at the same time we do every day. I got to share this, guys. Y'all seen the show Monday where I gave PlayStations to my entire team, and we bought backpacks for all the kids, and we bought practice jerseys, and we had them the best looking team. They didn't even have to pay for registration, guys. We had equipment, and we didn't even get a thank you. Y'all think I got a thank you from the parents? No, I got thank yous from the kids. I didn't get thank you from the parents. And that was one of the rough seasons. I'm gonna give y'all this. And we out of here, right? The best seasons I ever had as a youth football coach are the seasons where all the parents paid, the parents got the equipment themselves, and the parents were invested. The worst seasons I ever had is when I did free registration, scholarships for all the kids, helmets for all the kids, shoulder pads for all the kids, all the coaches dripped out, me saying, hey, oh, you got to work. That's fine. That's okay. No. My best seasons, freaking hands down, has been when I held everybody accountable and I said, look, registration fee, $100, equipment, go to your local Dix or Academy Sports or go to Super Sport, go and get, the helmet. You get the helmet, $65, and then the parents say, oh, that's expensive. That's $300 plus the registration. Hell yeah. You want your kid to play, right? If you want your kid to play, that's the requirement. Instead of us putting up, oh, don't worry about it. We'll cover them. It's all right. I mean, guys, I gave away PlayStations to the team, and literally 3-4 years later, I had kids and parents coming on the team say, hey, Coach Bees, are we going to get a PlayStation at the end of the year? What? I did that 4 years ago. What? My point is, don't be a pushover for nobody. Don't take shit from nobody. You are a man. And if there's any women who are coaches watching this, you a grown-ass woman, right? And most importantly, you are a coach. You are the captain of your ship. You are the captain of your program. And you also the gatekeeper of your program. Don't let nobody, disrespect you, undermine you, try to betray you, get their ass out of your program as fast as you can. And you're going to be good for it, coach. You're going to be good for it. All right, guys. With that being said, I landed that plane good, huh? That's it for the show today, guys, man. Love you guys, man. It's always fun doing this show. As you guys know, that this is the last show of the week, but we will be back on Monday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, same place. Something I want you guys to do before you exit the show, something I want you guys to do, right? Begin to tell your team mom, tell your coaching staff about the show. You want your whole coaching staff watching the show, so everybody's on the same goddamn page, right? So begin to, as the season come along, begin to have the people who are in leadership join the show, watch the show. Even if, you guys are doing practice or something like that, watch the replays. All the replays are going to be on. I made a playlist. So if y'all missed the show, you can go back, okay? Here's another thing. Here's another, big announcement way into the future. Is that the show time is going to change the closer we get to the season, right? Because the show start at 6 p.m. Usually closer to football season. What's going on? You guys are practicing. You guys are at the football field around 6 p.m., right? So the show will, down the line, I don't know when yet, but it's going to become a daytime show. We're going to do it in the daytime opposed to the evening time. But we're going to jump that hurdle when we get there. But I just wanted to put that bug in your ear so you can know if I make a shift with the time. Of course, I'll let you guys know well in advance, but this show will shift into a daytime show probably around June, maybe June-ish, July, somewhere in that window. All right, guys? So, guys, that's it. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Guys, I love you. I truly do. If you haven't already, check out the OT, Elite Coaches Community, guys. This is where we all going to do Zoom calls, and we really going to get close. Y'all going to really, this is where, guys, when we start doing meetups and shit like that, this is where that group is the ones that's going to get the invite, right, for the meetups and stuff. So you want to jump in there. You want to jump in there because I'm about to start really dropping a lot of stuff into that group. And we up to 154 members. And I'm like, what the hell? I just started really talking about it. And we up to 154 members. You don't want to be left behind because when we get, hey, think about this. The OT is like a rocket ship. When you get in that rocket ship and we take off, you can't get back on. You can't get on then, right? So go ahead and jump in, guys. It's only $29 a month and cancel anytime, guys. All right. With that being said, guys, you guys have a blessed rest of the week. Have a blessed weekend. I will see you guys Monday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And always remember, win more games, score more points, and beast out, guys. Peace and God bless.